Hello, yes. Today I'm excited to talk about my persuasive speech of why you should not allow your children to play football until they're in high school. Many parents are afraid of injuries and head injuries in particular, which is definitely a serious part of the game. One of the many ways that you can prevent that is by letting your kid play football while they're in high school instead of letting them play Little League football. Little League football is not as organized in some cases. Some of the equipment is old. The helmets are not certified, and in high school you have to have certified helmets. The equipment gets checked yearly, and if it's not up to standard, it has to be disposed of, and then more equipment is bought, newer equipment. Helmets, for example, have to be certified every year. If that helmet doesn't pass a stress test, it's recycled and made into a new helmet. Another reason is that you should wait to high school is to let the body develop. Their neck is a big thing, and it's not fully developed until around puberty, and it helps when they're hit. It will help with concussions, preventing concussions, because their brain won't be as jarred as much by having a stronger neck. Also, in high school, they do start to lift weights, so that helps with that. There's a lot of research that shows waiting till your body is fully developed, which is usually around 14, or starting to be more mature, which is usually around 14, is a better time. Kids do have less head injuries after the age of 14. Not to say that it doesn't happen, it's just that at the high school levels, your coaches have hundreds and hundreds of hours of time on concussions, on injury prevention, on what to do if someone is injured. Not to mention there is a medical staff, should be a medical staff at every practice and definitely at every game. They do not have that at the little kid levels. It's usually just maybe a team mom, which is a great thing. Mom volunteers, but she's also probably not a medical professional. So a lot of times you have kids that have suffered injuries, and it's not known until mom and dad decide to take them to the doctor, which may be a few days away. Also, in the high school level, if your child does have a head injury, he is not allowed to return until a 7-day protocol, which means that he has to have a doctor's note and saying that he's cleared to return, and then he also has to have a evaluation by the team physician or medical staff, trainer, whoever that may be, which consists of running without pads, then doing something else. It's basically a step-by-step program, and so they won't even make it back for at least 2 weeks, which has cut down a lot of injuries recently. And another thing is that a lot of people think that football has a lot of injuries, but rugby has about 500,000 more concussions a year, and people are allowing their kids to do that. And also, I think it is women's hockey, surprisingly, is actually only like 120,000 concussions behind a year, which is startling to a lot of people, because most people don't think that female sports are physical like that. So I just think that if you're going to let your kids play football, I think you should let them play at the high school age, which is about 14 or 9th grade. But again, it's up to you. It's just that my belief is that it's a lot safer with high school coaches, not because high school coaches are better coaches, just because of the fact that there's a lot more training that's involved. The school district, every high school has a mandatory board. Every state does. So if something, you have to go through state training every year. There's also national training, and every coach should have some type of insurance. So they also have to go through their insurance company. So it could be sometimes up to thousands of hours of training. So with that said, I'd like to close it by saying, yes, if you're going to let your kids play football, it's safe. Just let them play at the high school level. Thank you.